I'm quitting alcohol. I'm going to be honest with you, I have been letting shit slip a little bit. Shit has been slipping, I haven't been letting it. You don't necessarily let it, it just sort of happens. But since we found out we're going to India, I've sort of been like, what is the point? Why am I working hard and torturing myself? It's my last month in Melbourne. I should just enjoy my time here. That's my excuse anyway, to eat fucking hamburgers for lunch and to sleep in every morning and to scroll on my smartphone and to skip meditation in the mornings and to stop writing and basically just to do nothing. I am really just barely hanging on at the moment. I'm doing just enough to hang on. I'm doing just enough for my life not to fall apart completely in a month. I'm still exercising every day, but I'm definitely not exercising with the same intensity I was about 2 months ago. I'm still eating okay. I ate a Southern crispy chicken burger or whatever the fuck it was today with some chips or fries. Then I came home and had another feed. So the rig is just holding in. It's hanging on barely. I haven't reached abs yet, and I'm just struggling to stay on fucking track there. Do you know what it is, actually? It's because I stopped doing all that other shit that gives structure to my life. The writing, waking up early, meditation. I'm still doing meditation, but I'm skipping a day here and there. And I backed it off from an hour to half an hour because I'm sleeping in every day. So I'm not waking up before everyone, so I can't get the full hour in. I kind of say to my wife, hey, can you look after the kid? Because I'm just going to work out for an hour, then I'm going to meditate for an hour, then I'm going to write for 2 hours. Then I'm going to do a podcast, and then I'm going to go to another podcast. There's my fucking Nokia. Hello? Nah, I can't help you, thanks. No, I'm just busy. I'm moving houses and I'm doing all this shit. So where was I? Yeah, I can't say to my wife, I'm going to do all this shit. What was I saying? I can't remember exactly, but the point is, I can't take 6 hours out of my day every day and make my wife look after the kids. That's why I was getting up early, so I could get all that shit done early, so it would free up the rest of my day. So I took the fucking waking up early out of my life, which meant I had to reduce how long I meditated for. It's just too long to do an hour in the middle of the day, followed by like 2 hours of writing and all the other bullshit I do. So I reduced that, and then I'm like, well, I'm going to India. I'm going to get some good writing done in India. What's the point of writing for the next month? But I tell you what, that fucking writing, that's a very fucking important part for me now, because now I've taken that away and I've fucked with some of the other structures. Now all the bad shit's starting to creep back in. I'm irritable. I'm snapping all the time because I'm not doing what I should be doing. That's the main reason. That's what I'm trying to get to here. I know what I should be doing and I'm not doing it. And instead of just sitting down, pulling out a fucking pen and a paper and just writing some shitty shit for a fucking half an hour or an hour, I don't do it. And then I start looking for other shit to fill the void with. Where's a fucking burger? I need some deep fried shit. Where's my phone? I need to start scrolling. Very important shit to see on my phone. You see, the foundations start crumbling and then the whole fucking structure starts falling apart. And I know exactly what I need to do. It's an easy fix. I need to wake up 1 hour earlier. I need to spend at least 1 hour writing a day. No matter what it is, just fucking write for an hour. Proper creative writing, whether it's stand-up or whatever. And then just work on my stand-up for like half an hour a day. That's all I would need to do and everything would be fine. But I can tell already in my heart, I don't think I'll be doing that before I go to India because I've got these big plans in India. I'm going to be writing like fucking 10 hours a day or whatever. It's horseshit. This is why you don't stop the momentum. Once you've got a little bit of momentum, just keep fucking going because it's hard to restart. This has already been going on for like 2 or 3 weeks now. And I'm still doing everything, but I'm just not doing it well. Like, I'm still off my smartphone. I'm still using my Nokia the majority of the time. But I'm turning on my smartphone late at night and going for a fucking scroll. I'm still eating healthily most of the time, but I will eat shit like 3 or 4 times a week now. I am meditating most days, but I seem to be skipping a few days. I still do the morning pages writing every morning, but I've even skipped that a couple of mornings too. I'm still exercising, but I'm not cracking a sweat. That's how it is. I really need to get this fucking train back on the tracks. I can't afford to go off the rails. I've still got a month before I go to India. I can do a lot of fucking damage in a month. I think what's needed is a heroic dose of magic mushrooms. I have been thinking about that a lot. Do you reckon there's a correlation between me not doing the things I need to do and then starting to think about doing drugs? Or medicine, let's call it medicine. I think there might be a little bit of a correlation. Anyway, that's fucking that, and let's get cracking with a Boyle Breaks History. So in Boyle Breaks History this week, we are doing another drug for the drug series, a personal favorite of mine, personal favorite of a lot of you out there. MDMA, ecstasy, Molly, Mandy, the fucking googs. Ecstasy, Mandy, Molly, they're all okay names. But getting on the fucking googs is easily the funnest way to say it. I'm going to get on the googs and smash down some darts. What are you up to this weekend? Same. So ecstasy, is there really anyone here who hasn't tried ecstasy at this point? I feel like ecstasy is now the gateway drug to weed. Which one do you do first? I haven't actually done it in a long time, but I've done lots of it. So MDMA, methylene dioxymethamphetamine. That's where the MDMA comes from. Methylene, M, dioxy, D, meth, M, A, amphetamine. They call it an empathogen because it induces empathy. That's why when you take it, you'll tell a stranger you never met before that you'll love them through a clenched fucking jaw. And it makes this love vibe by increasing activity in 3 neurotransmitters in your brain. These transmitters are the fucking dopamine transmitter, which gives you like a little bit of a high, euphoric sensation. The noradrenaline transmitter, this raises your heart rate. And then the serotonin transmitter, and that's where the love is. That's the love drug, baby. So MDMA just floods your brain full of serotonin, the love drug. So while it's in your system, you fucking love everything. But then your brain goes to work clearing out all this serotonin. And there's so much serotonin in there, it has to work overtime to clear it out. And what happens is it starts clearing out more than it should. So that's what the come down is. That's why you go from I fucking love everyone and everything to cutting yourself on the bathroom floor the next morning. So MDMA was first discovered in 1914. 1914. And they didn't do anything with it. They were looking for something else. They were looking for something to stop bleeding or some shit. But it was discovered by some German for the drug company Merck. Merck. I think Merck make Gardasil for all the anti-vaxxers out there. So Merck patented it. Some words next to other words just fuck me up. So they patented it in 1914. And they did fucking nothing with it for all those years. Do you know how many wars you could have stopped? It was discovered by a German, and Merck's a German company, or it was originally a German company. So if those fucking Nazi soldiers just got on the googs instead of the methamphetamine, that's what they were on. All those fucking Nazi soldiers were on the fucking meth pipe when they should have been on the googs with a glow stick. I don't think you can kill that many Jews on the googs. I'm not saying you can't kill none. I'm just saying you could kill more Jews on methamphetamine than you can on the googs. So pretty much MDMA got shelved by these Merc cunts until the late, great Alexander Shulgin, the guy who synthesized pretty much every drug known to man. So Alexander Shulgin synthesized it and he started taking it for himself. And he said this is almost the perfect therapeutic drug because you're in complete control of your faculties, more or less, except your jaw. Your jaw is fucking out there. And because it opens you up, that's what he said anyway. So after Shulgin resynthesized it, apparently there was some dude lurking around with Shulgin at the time, some other scientist who fucking loved it as well. And apparently, this is according to Shulgin, apparently he was the one who may have introduced it into Chicago. So ecstasy really started in Chicago and Ibiza. Ibiza, I'm going to Ibiza. I'm gonna have a party. So yeah, it really started in those two places and then obviously spread out from there. And then it was fucking on. Everyone wanted some ecstasy. During the 80s, like Studio 54, they were down in Googs. In England, they were googing it in the 80s. It was really an 80s drug too. Why does no one from the 80s talk about it? What other drugs did you have in the 80s? Speed? Coke. Googs are better than Coke. So it caught on pretty strong, and just like every other drug, as soon as it became adored by the masses, the fucking authorities come in and start making it illegal. So in the US, I think it became illegal in 1984, 5 or 6, one of those. In the UK, it was a little bit earlier. In Australia, it was 1985. So they fucking clamped down on it, despite the fact a lot of therapists were using it as a therapeutic drug with great success. They used to call it Adam. I forget why, I just heard that. It may not have even been Adam, to be honest with you. Go do your research. So once it was made illegal, it went underground. It didn't stop anyone. Prohibition never stops anyone. It just becomes more popular. And then from there, you know the rest of the history of ecstasy. You know what it is. They were real good during the 90s. They were pretty good still early 2000s. Around 2010, they became shit. This is Australia. I don't know about the rest of the world. And the last time I took them, I took about 7. Got a little bit of a buzz and wanted to kill myself the next day. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm done with ecstasy. And my mate who I took it with that night, we were walking around the city the next day in daylight, fucked. And he turns to me and he goes, the fucking juice ain't worth the squeeze anymore, man. And I'm like, fucking oath it's not. The juice is not worth the squeeze. Anyway, that is it for Boyle Breaks History today. I am out of here. If you're enjoying the podcast, share it around. Hit me up on social media. Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you the fuck later.